Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another edition of the Data Services Office Hour. I am Chris Short, executive producer of OpenShift TV. I'm joined by the one and only Michelle DiPalma. Michelle, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Long time no stream.
Yeah, long time no see, indeed. I'm good as well. I hope you are up there in Canada and your lovely city of Toronto. Yeah. So we are talking about Vault. We're going to lock some stuff up today. We're going to throw some data in a vault, lock it up,
absolutely.
Encrypt the hell out of it. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay. Yes. So we're going to encrypt some stuff, and it's a pretty straightforward demo. I think I'd like to show you how to do that, how to configure ODF, Open Data Foundation, to encrypt at rest cluster wide. We'll talk about some stuff that's coming in the future, but I won't demo it. We'll just kind of talk about it. And then if we have time, it would be nice to show off some of the changes in accessredhat.com under our product area. If we have time.
No, you've made some awesome improvements to like a lot of stuff in the past couple weeks, months. Yeah,
we're trying. Okay,
you're doing a good job. So
okay, so I'm gonna get started. Let's start
level set here. What do we do?
Okay, do you want me to? I can send you this URL.
I got it.
You got it? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I checked my email.
Did I say okay? I'm organized here. Okay, so this is our OCS training page. So I just want to take a moment to shout out to my team about this wonderful site that they set up. So our team's full of practitioners, and they really put together wonderful training. And it's just, I highly recommend that anyone who's thinking about ODF or has ODF, come to these pages, go through them. You will learn so much just by picking one and going through it. CLI-based installs, anything you need. So the one we're going to focus on is this one, external KMS encryption. And we're not actually going to do all of these steps. I'll go through it a little bit, but we're going to start really down at 2.4. Just because there's a lot of cutting and pasting. There's no point. Yeah. So, all right. So before we get there, I will go over the overview. So, okay. So the important points are right here. So you're going to ask me why we want to encrypt our cluster.
Yeah. Like, what exactly are we encrypting? Are we encrypting everything in the cluster? Are we like, why are we doing this? Like, what regulatory things are we trying to get around here? Like,
sure. So
why do people need to do this?
All right. So there are different levels of paranoia, right? So you might just have to worry about hardware theft, straight up hardware theft. Someone comes into your data center, picks up something and walks out, and you want to take care of that. That's common. You may also be I have certainly worked in industries where all data at rest needed to be encrypted and stored. Yes. Right. So when the auditors come in and they say, how can you not encrypt? Like you just want to check that box, make sure it's done and handled properly. So there can be more than that. There can be PV level encryption, which would, you think about that as isolating apps from each other. So, a great example would be payroll stuff, HR stuff, things that should be encrypted, running in a namespace you just want to take that extra step to make sure that there's isolation there. The key things to note here, one is cluster-wide encryption is GA in ODF 4.7. PV level encryption is tech preview. Ooh, so I'm holding off on the demo for that until we're further along, unless we find people really want to see it. Maybe we can schedule another one or something, but I'm just going to hold off on it. And the other thing I was going to mention, you can combine these two as well, but be aware that PV level encryption is tech preview. So cluster-wide.
PV level would be for apps, right? Like this app is a finance app. It has to be encrypted. Sarbanes-Oxley says I have to encrypt this thing or my entire cluster or whatever, right? Yep. Like there's all kinds of reasons I feel like encryption is a good idea. Like almost by default now, I feel like it would be nice, right? Like if someone pulled a hard drive out and accidentally left it somewhere that it didn't contain my social data, right?
Exactly.
Like, or my PII, for example. Yes.
Yeah. But okay, so having said that though, because we have had encryption for a little while, you want to make sure that your encryption keys are not stored with your OpenShift cluster, right? You want them outside. So this is where this feature comes in. And of course, the first KV we support is HashiCorp Vault, right? Which is popular.
Like the most popular one out there, yeah.
Exactly. So that makes total sense. So one of the things to note, so that's for cluster-wide encryption. One of the things to note for PV level encryption is that it actually only stores the access key in Vault. The rest is still stored in OpenShift. So this is part of why I didn't want to demo it yet. I'm like, more things are coming. It totally has a place and a use. We can just look at the document and you can test it out, but it's not production. I don't want to encourage people to think about the PV level encryption as production yet. So let's stick with cluster-wide.
If you accidentally did that right now, it would probably end up in a weirdish state. Well, not probably, but it could end up in a weirdish state because it is tech preview and not GA.
Right. Can't call support. Excuse me. You can't call support and say I'm running this tech preview thing in production and I'm having trouble. So that would just freak them out. So don't do that. Wait for it to become true. So, I'm going to commit to saying ODF for the entire show. Okay. Anyone hears me say OCS, call it out. I'm just.
All right. You heard it, audience. If you hear OCS, drink your coffee and yell at Michelle.
Yeah. And yell at Michelle. Exactly. Okay. So.
I should have like the word of the day thing. Like, remember that one show and then like everything lights up behind me when you say it? That'd be really
good. That would actually do it if we did. Yeah. Okay. So next show for sure. But by then I should have it memorized if I've changed names. Okay. So here's our setup. It's very straightforward. We have OpenShift 4.7. I will prove this to you, not there, but here. OpenShift version. I'm going to show you how to set up Vault. A very simple, really simple Vault install. And then we're going to install ODF and we'll talk about the steps there. So, and primarily, so Vault is running on my Bastion host, my jump host.
Okay, I just needed another box where Vault is.
It's not in my cluster at all. It's outside. So, and also you really only need a few things out of Vault. And I'm mentioning this because chances are our customers are actually turning to a security team for Vault, right? Like, it's probably unusual that your storage people are actually running the Vault server itself. They're going to go to their security team and say, oh, I'm trying to do this. Can you please create the following? So we will go through that so that you know what you're asking.
I would think, given the show or the channel's makeup, there's actually probably a lot of people that are worried about storage and encrypting it and Vault. And they probably need to figure out like that picture and what they need to do to get to where we want them to be as far as encryption at rest.
And I would hope that anyone on the security side watching this and listening in or going through the stock will be like, oh, great. It's totally standard in terms of the way they use Vault and what have you. So, You want to get started? Hang
Yeah,
on.
sure.
So I'm going to talk through the steps 2.1 to 2.3, and then we'll start with 2.4. So my jump host
You have
has
to install Vault and all this fun stuff.
Yeah, it's already there. La la la.
Oh, you got to type.
Hang on a second.
Right.
Learn to type. I'm learning to type. Give me a minute.
It is early, right? Like
it is early. Okay, so it's there. I've done all not for brute, but I did. I did this. I downloaded. Yep. Perfect. Did all of that. We're going to use HTTPS because I think that's the way people use it, right?
Like that's the way it should be used. You shouldn't be passing your secrets in the clear.
Totally doing it that way. So what I did, I already ran certbot. I already did the Let's Encrypt part, right? But if anyone needs it, here are the commands you need to know for certbot. They're really actually quite handy.
And like copy paste. There's that button
and then this little piece here, right? So in AWS, I did go in and add a nice domain name to my jump host, which not the Amazon name, but a real actual domain.
Like an actual domain.
Yep. And then down here, all of this happened. All of this worked really well. And I also copied everything into the right spot.
Let's Encrypt is such an amazing thing, right? Like it's changed the internet. Right? Like seriously, really like most sites on the internet weren't encrypted before they came along, right? And now it's just like, why isn't it encrypted?
Literally, it's like run these commands, put these in the right place. Okay, so I was careful to make sure that the name, I didn't change any names. Like I really wanted to follow this wonderful document and get everything right. So I did this, the important, I didn't miss it this time.
I like how they highlighted that.
Yeah. And I actually, let's have a look at mine, but I did this as well. So I think it's there. It is. Ta-da. So let's have a look at this.
Oh, okay.
So in the document, it's pointed out what you need to change. You have to, like, I did a full path to it and all the other good stuff. Here we go. This is what I got out of Let's Encrypt.
Okay.
And the only thing I really had to change was this.
You have to, TLS, like that's weird. TLS disable, false. The double negative thing is really kind of like, it threw me for a loop for a second. I was like, change to true if not? Okay.
No, yeah.
Design decisions, yeah, whatever.
No, had to read. It's actually.
I'm sure you had to read that twice.
I did. I totally did. So then I changed all these pieces too. Here is that's the domain name, KMS demo kind of stuff. Nice. And the port, notice the port, and just all this information I already just decided to put in because otherwise I'm sure at this hour of the day I would get the cutting and pasting wrong or the typing wrong. So I did it.
Nice.
Otherwise, I was going to make you do it, but
I know. And then sadly, this was not the morning for me to do things.
So I made these directories. Here you go. They're all there. What you need is stored under them. Yeah. Everything is exactly as it should be. We just looked at this file right there. Okay. So we're at 2.4. So if you take a look at this, I have this already in my history. Hang on a second. And it's going to run in the foreground, and I'm okay with that. Done.
All right.
So this just runs and we're happy. There's no information here that I need to store at this time. There will be information when we create the dedicated KV store, but we're up and running. It's happy. You have some, and now I could go here, but I don't have, it's not initialized. Let's do that from the CLI because I think it's a little more useful to do it from the CLI. You'll see, I'm following the document exactly, which I just adore. So here's the output, same output. We're going to do this in another window. Hang on. Yeah. Oops. There we go. Oh, and I wanted to. Sorry, I'm getting set up. Give me a minute.
No, it's fine.
There we go. That too. All right. This is also. I'm just skipping the verify on HTTPS. So we do. Let's do a vault status.
Yeah.
So the other one I have in my history is, okay. So I'm setting the vault address. This URL was actually in, where is it? Sorry, here.
Here, yeah.
It's in my history, so I'm just showing it to you. But so that's like what you have to know. But I know this because I set this up, right? I went into DNS and I set up the record and So here we are. We set this.
But normally someone's going to hand you that, or you know it already because you set up the vault yourself.
Correct.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. So this is unusual in that we are setting this up. Normally someone would just say, here's your address, here's the port, here are your keys, blah, and you would just be off and running. So
I would say it's like, I mean, maybe in larger organizations that's the case, but I mean, I probably know, like, if someone is running OpenShift for their organization, they're running all the stuff attached to it as well, probably. So if they needed Vault, they would probably have it somewhere for like their IT department or for, you know, their application team, whatever it may be. I feel like Vault is portable enough to where you can just say, hey, everybody gets a Vault. Here's a Vault. Here's a Vault. You know, that kind of thing.
Hang on a second. And now see, I said everything was going to go smoothly. Look what happened.
No.
I jinxed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go check. Did I set everything I need to set? Probably not.
Well, you have Vault running in the foreground. Is it throwing an error?
Oh yeah, I can go see. Am I seeing anything? It's in this one.
Nope. Okay.
Oh, that looks good. It all looks good. What did I do wrong? It's early. That's what it is.
To the docs. This is why
no,
docs
it's timing
exist.
Hang on. No, I didn't set something properly. That is what it's. We're running VA search status. Ooh, I can. Did I set this properly? Let me check it again.
Good question.
We can do.
That was it.
Want to do this?
Well, that's the listener IP. I mean, that would mean something's busted in your DNS, which means you're going to have bigger problems.
We will find out.
Here we go.
Right? Hang on a second. Okay.
Oh.
So let's see. Let's see. All the DNS stuff should still be in place, but let's see. I also I did my security group rules on AWS are probably a little restrictive. So
good point.
So that will be interesting. I may have to just open them up for like while we're here. I'm okay with that. Okay, so here we are. Vault status following what the documentation says. So at this point, we're initialized, but we're also sealed. So maybe some security vault people can talk more seriously about what that means, but it's already been initialized, but it's still sealed. I don't know. So if I run this, I think I'll get an error because I've already initialized. I'll try it. Should I run it again?
Don't do an init twice if you've already done it.
Okay. So then,
but if you're sealed, I think you kind of have to, right?
Right? Don't I need these keys to come out of it? Okay.
Like, I would do that. Yeah.
Right.
So it says you're sealed.
Okay. So it says it's already initialized. Fine.
Okay.
That's okay.
Cool.
And then, so I do have my root key from before. Initial root. I have my initial root token. And I usually keep like
vault operator unseal. There we go.
Yeah. So let's do the unseal. And I'm gonna show you. Hang on a second. Where are my keys?
Somewhere. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I probably stuck them under here because I would do that, right?
Why would you? Okay, never mind.
I totally do that. Sorry. So
all good.
All vault notes.
There's nothing else in there.
Hang on a second. Maybe I can locally. Now you're gonna get to see me do my stuff. Hang on a second. I'll do another grass one. Here we go. Okay.
Audience, please let me know if you can't read this for whatever reason.
Yeah. It's just like, wow. Okay, so I do office hours, encryption. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Old notes. There we go.
All right.
Okay, here we are. So let's do. we were going to unseal, right? That was our next.
That was the next step. Yeah.
Okay. 1 of 3, unseal progress. Okay, next. No, wrong guy, wrong window. Here we go. Okay. Third one. Let me just hang on a second. We only need 3.
Raro.
Maybe did I come paste?
Failed to encrypt keys for storage, cipher, message, authentication failed. That's weird.
So then
progress 0 of 3.
Hang a second. All right. Let me just make sure I've done everything right. There's a good chance I didn't. We didn't do this because it was already done.
Right. And you already did the init.
Oh, I know.
Did you get the right key?
No, you know what? I should delete the data under. I wanted to start fresh. That's why. Can you bear with me while I do that?
No, go ahead, please.
Apologies. Okay.
No worries. We've got music if you want it.
It's like, Michelle, come on. Okay, hang on a second. Data. Yeah, I don't want any of that.
Okay. Oh, shoot that thing.
Where am I?
You said data.
Alt.
Data.
Yeah, I don't want it. I want just a regular. I want the config, but I don't want the data. Okay, so let's go back to this running server. Oh. Sudo vault server config.
Okay.
That's what I want. And I killed it over here. Perfect. Okay.
Cool.
So we are running. It should not you. We are here. It's nice and fresh. So then I come over here. I should have
these key, you need to do the init again, I think.
Hang on. Yep, need to do the init again, but I'm actually not on the right host yet.
Oh, okay.
Remember that. Let's do the export of that. Let's do the export of the other one. There's one more. There's that one.
That one, yeah.
And now we want to do vault operator init.
Do you need the CA key? Or the CA cert, I mean.
Even for this, you think? Let's see.
Technically, no, but you did it in the past, it looks like, from your notes. I don't know.
Oh, and actually, you know what we did? We didn't use this. We used
the IP.
Yeah.
Let's try the DNS first. If it fails, then we'll do the IP.
It was not working. Here. It's timing out. Should come right back.
Okay, so.
Which is not good.
I wish this was more verbose.
Yeah, I'm sure it has it. Do you know, like, is it what, debug or something like
dash VVV or something like that? Okay, never mind.
It's not happy with this. Okay, so hang on. Let's just fix this. That's what happens. I said it was going to go smoothly. Now you know. I can't say that.
Yeah, this is like asking for trouble.
Okay, here we go. So we need to, let's just save all of that, right? I just want to save it so we have it. Vault init notes. Okay, that makes me happy. Now we're going to go back here and run operator init. No, we're going to run unseal, excuse me. Okay, so we're going to do it from here. Voila. And the next one is, so I saved this because it has the root key in it. And we're going to need that to log in. 2 of 3. Hang on. Done. Okay. So no longer sealed. So that was my fault. By not deleting the data directory, we had old stuff. That was totally my fault. If I had started truly fresh, like I should have, it would have been fine. So we have done this, vault operator init. Okay. We have done the unseal. Save the information. We have saved the information. We did all of this. Our vault should be nice and happy. And we can now do this. Do vault login with the root key. Let me go back and get that root key. Hang on. And we'll also log into the web console for it. The Vault root login, Vault login root token. Okay. Okay. Happy. And then we can do this if we want to. Have a user pass on it. We can do this one as well, but I have to change something, right? Like,
yeah. What username, what password?
Yeah. We'll do Red Hat, like for the demo. Okay.
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 Oh, goodness.
Remember your password. Okay. So we did all of this. We're good. We're pretty much set up. So this is where this is a part that matters, the creating the dedicated KV store. So
you just got your quick run through on Vault setup. Now we're going to encrypt some stuff.
Now we're going to start. Well, we're going to set it up so that we can encrypt it. Okay. So we're going to set the path to OCS, right? And we're going to enable it. We set a policy. Someone who knows more about Vault can talk more to this, but honestly, we can cut and paste it and it's done. So this is fantastic. And we will do exactly that. So
just click the copy
button. One at a time if you like.
Oh, you're going to do it one at a time. Okay.
Yeah. So you can see it. Okay. So we're enabling the secrets engine. We're going to set up the path properly, set up the policy. This is also that ODF can actually use Vault to store keys that you're going to see every OSD have, which I'll show you that in a second. You'll see as we get started. Hang on. Michelle's getting her act together here. Okay, so important part that comes out of this, your client token. That's what you need from there. So I'm just going to cut and paste it. There we go. Into our document here. Voila, we're going to need it later for setup. And you don't use the root key to do the setup. You don't want to do that. You want your own client token for your dedicated KV store. So we're good. Everything seems fine. Everything seems happy. We can go look at the web UI for KMS if we want. Hang on a second. Let me go back to the root token and I'll just show it to you. The idea is I want to show you that, well, actually I can even, let's do this. I want to show you that while we create ODF, you'll see the keys getting created. That's really part of why I'm showing you all this. So here, let's see. Let's get rid of that key, put in this key. And if this doesn't come up, it does mean that I have to go open up my AWS stuff.
I was about to say, it seems like
it's me. All right. So for the sake of the demo, I will breach security. Hang on a second.
You might want to take that window someplace else.
You want me to take? Okay. I'm gonna,
yeah. If you know
where can I?
Do you have only one screen?
I do, because I did this on my laptop. It's okay. We'll do this from the command line. That's the other way to see it. You can totally do it from the command line. Or I can stop sharing, do it, and then do it while it's building.
I just want you to not expose anything you don't want to expose.
No, absolutely. You're totally right. Okay, so let's switch to deploying ODF. This you've seen a million times. This is not new, this part, right? Go to the operator hub, type in storage. This should all feel nice and easy and familiar. Scroll down till you see the red hat. It's going to be 4.7. Yay!
Yay! So many storage options, but this one is my favorite.
Perfect. So we install, and it's going to force you to make a storage cluster in a second. Right? Everything, I'm taking all the defaults. Nothing special going on here.
Okay, so it's not asking me about, do I want to set up monitoring anymore, right? It's like by default setup.
Ooh, good catch. No, it's there. I didn't notice. Even after having complained about such a thing, I didn't notice when they fixed it. Shame on me. Okay, so we're installing, and then I'm just gonna go watch it here, right? So we have a moment.
Yep.
It's just gonna take
some peace.
All right, I'm gonna stop my share.
Sounds good.
Do my security stuff and I'll come right back. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Folks in the audience, if you have questions, feel free to fire away and I will do my best to answer them. Wow, Michelle is doing that.
Yeah, I can. It's just a quick thing I want to do here. Hang on. Okay. This is what happens when I'm all restrictive, as I should be.
Well, you should be. I mean,
you should be.
security is important, and I would say it's kind of a part of everybody's job at some point. That's just me. What do I know?
Let's do it this way. Okay, so here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna present again. Here we go. Yes. Okay, hang on.
All right, that's all done.
Okay, so let's see. Is that the right key? Does not look like the right key. Hang on a second. Remember we had our initial root token. Oh, it does. You know what? Let me do this one, the client one. Is there anything? Permission denied. Why do I have permission denied? Again, I'm sure I've done something wacky.
Are you logged in? Is there like?
Oh, you know, you probably, let's sign out.
Sign out, sign back in kind of deal. There you go.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
When in doubt, restart.
Thank you. Okay. So at this stage, the operator for ODF is installed. Let's check. Is that true? Yes. But I haven't actually created the storage cluster yet. So so my vault setup is there. The KV store is there, but there are no keys in it. Let's go put some keys in it. So we go in here. We have to do this exactly what we want to do. And here we start this stuff normal. I'm just taking the defaults on this piece. I've set up proper nodes, worker nodes for this.
Yeah. It's all AWS bits.
Ta-da, here it is. Ready?
Enable encryption. So what's it going to ask for?
So
cluster-wide encryption. Storage class encryption is tech, like you said, is tech preview.
Yep.
And advanced encryption. What does that mean?
So I don't even know about the advanced subscription part, but it's there. Here it is. You can test out if you want to just do PVs, but we're going to do cluster wide.
Yes. Well, to be honest with you, you should do cluster wide, right? Like, I mean, it depends on your environment. Yes. But if you're storing data, I would hope that you would try to encrypt it whenever it's being moved around or at rest.
A dev cluster may not be. But as soon as you're like staging production, yeah, you should totally be doing this. And it's easy. Like it actually is really, really, really easy. So we're going to connect to an external key management service. And here's where I have to go to the documentation to pay attention. Okay. So
yes.
Yeah, because I'll mess it up. So service name, I think, can be anything unique. So let's make sure this is the install. Okay, we did this. That's all good. This is the operator install that I'm just scrolling through. It's all good. And here you can check it, right? We can do, but we know where we are. We're good. Yeah. We're on the
create encrypted storage cluster. All right, so you did the installed operator bit. Oh, what are we reading here?
Everything from the command line as well. I'm just showing it this way because it's easier to see. Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just got that little like your internet connection's unstable thing. So okay.
Yeah, you know what? Like Zoom has been weird about that lately. It feels like
really?
Like I've gotten that message like 3 or 4 times this week. No real issues that I've seen. Yeah.
Okay, so let me know if anything happens. Okay, so here we are. Service name number 4. If you look at it, provide a unique name for your service. Call it anything you want.
Character string.
Yeah, you just need a unique string. Here we'll call it external KMS. Perfect. And here
that matters.
But see, you see my typo? Yeah.
Oh, did you have,
and it's
okay.
I learned the hard way. So here, and it's a full URL. So I'm going to put in wrong one. Here we go. So I'm not going to, I don't want to type it because I've already made that mistake. I typed it. Was it up higher? Where was it? I'm just going to cut and paste it because I know better.
Well, do an end and it's in your, yeah, there you go.
Just want to do like this. Okay. This is the default port of 8200. That's fine. And here we put in our client token that we created, not the root, just to be aware.
Right, because the root is for all of Vault, everything.
Yeah, your security team's not going to even give you root. This is not going to be an issue for it. Most people,
like
they won't have this kind of access.
Yeah.
So advanced settings, we need a little bit more. as stated in the document, I'm doing this because I know it, but in the document, it will tell you if you've configured HTTPS, you need to go into advanced settings. So we're going to do that now.
Okay.
We did everything. We did all of these steps, provide the security token generated for your dedicated KV store. And now we're going to do, this is where we start to specify our different parts.
Okay.
Okay, advanced settings.
Kaboom.
Here's our path. Our path is OCS because we made it that way.
Nice.
Because it keeps it simple. All right, the KMS server name is.
Are you sure?
This one. Let's check because I messed this up once and I had to go
copy
back.
pasta. That's what I ordered.
So this matches the name of your external KMS.
Got it.
Okay. Vault Enterprise namespace. Not using namespaces, but they have them.
Right. That makes sense.
In fact, can you? Yeah, I don't know enough. Like somewhere in here, I could show you they're not using namespaces, but they're not. We're not using namespaces in this case. We're simple. Okay, so here come the nice things that we got from Let's Encrypt. So CA certificates. Wow. Hang on. I will find the office hours. Encryption. Old. I have all my stuff here. Okay, so this is the full chain, right? Okay, that's one. And this is, notice I have to check. Hang on a second. See, I'm that worried about getting it wrong. Hang on a second. Full chain. Oh, cert pen. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to check how it was named. This is cert. This one. And then the private key. Okay, so we've got all of our information. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna save it. Then we say next, and then we say create. So while this is happening, we're going to watch it. It'll start to do its thing. We can go see keys being created. Nothing yet. It takes its time. Hang on.
You know, I mean, there's API calls involved, and
yeah,
CPUs,
like
Silicon doing math, and yeah.
And it should be progressing. Yeah, we can watch stuff, but it's all good. Just all right. Yeah, so we're just gonna watch things happen. We're gonna talk and wait for it to catch up. But for the most part, it just, that was kind of it. Like so we're gonna do some more after this. Like we'll expand the cluster. You can see more keys get created. There's gonna be one key per OSD. So you'll see them start to show up. Oh, and I meant to mention, all this talk right now has been about data at rest, right? Because we're just focusing on cluster-wide encryption. We haven't talked about data in motion. So data in motion encryption, not yet. Not yet for this part of ODF. So the multi-cloud gateway has has always had encrypted both at rest and in motion. It has an HTTPS endpoint. So, but we don't have that yet. It's coming, and I don't have a roadmap for that for this part. But as soon as I do, we'll like post it in the kind of what's new stuff. But as far as at rest goes, it's encrypted. It's all good. Hang on. Let's see. Are we still progressing? All right, let's let it finish. If nothing went wrong, everything should be fine.
You gave it all the keys, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just, right, we did this. Usually when I've messed it up, I get an error, so.
Right.
So this should just be a matter of time. So we've signed in here, and that this is instructions on signing into Vault, which we've done here. And then I signed in with the client key. I want to see stuff. I signed in with the root key, excuse me. Nothing's happening. Come on, yeah. Let's go. What's
going on with our node here?
Yeah.
TLS handshake error. That's weird.
Seen them before though. Did I?
Did you put the right keys in the right place?
Did I put the? Yeah, like if something's going to go wrong, it would be me doing that, not putting things in their right spot.
Well, more stuff's happening, so.
Okay, hang on a second. There was a vault KV. So it started.
Okay.
Am I not looking at the right thing? Why do I get it here?
It might have just created it. Who knows? It finally finised or something.
Okay. There you go. See? It just created. Okay. So that had me worried. I was like,
just a smidge. No. Like the TLS handshaker freaked me out for a second, but yeah. Maybe it was trying like older versions or something. Who knows?
So one more thing that's going to pop up here is the NCG is going to write its master key here as well.
Oh, so the multi-cloud gateway will just
show up. Okay. I think it comes in towards the end. So we can go ahead and look at some stuff in here. So let's go. So Rook Ceph OSD encryption key, and it tells you which OSD it's for. Ta-da! Like, want to see it? Ta-da!
Wow.
That's it. That's like the big deal. So let's see if.
So how do you verify from the cluster side that it's encrypted? What would you be looking for?
Oh, yeah. No, so, okay. So this is actually in the document. We actually get on the node and take a look.
Okay.
Let's do that. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to do, what is it? Debug, right? Node.
Yeah.
Let's pick a worker node. I have an expand, and we'll do an expansion. That's really nice to see too, just to see the keys. Like you don't have to mess with them anymore. It just does it. Okay, give it a second. All right, so let's look at our block devices. Here you go. Type. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything. Like it's in that sense, it's really easy.
Right.
It's like click a button and it goes off and does it. And now your keys are safely stored in vaults outside of the cluster. You've got your encrypted device. Life is good. And want to see it expand? You can expand if you want. Also, this isn't, I'm not doing anything that's not in the document. So if I'm going too fast or whatever, you can always refer back to the document. But let's, let me make this small so I can do this here on the, this is still says progressing. Is it's not, it's ready.
Yeah, I was about to say refresh that page. I bet it's done.
Yeah. Okay, ready. So here, let's expand. Let's add some capacity.
All right.
And what I want to see is, I just want to see more keys. It'll come.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say.
Now we know to be patient.
Create the disk, then encrypt the disk.
It's doing its thing.
And we are using a cloud service, so we are kind of bound to their service delivery numbers.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
So that's kind of it for what's GA now. So you can do this today in your production cluster. Notice that if you're in an earlier version and when you go to 4.6, it's not an upgrade path, right? It's an install path. So I just wanted to make sure I point that out. So could you
elaborate on that a little bit?
What?
Can you elaborate on that for a little bit? Right. Like
yeah. So remember at the top, okay, so you're not just going to go in and say upgrade the operator and then everything's going to magically do this. And that option to encrypt was only when you were doing the install.
Right. So if you have an already installed ODF, how would you not asking you to demo it, but can you add encryption after the fact?
Not that you have to do a first install. Yeah, it's a fundamental change. At least that's what I've seen so far. If someone else knows better, please tell me. And there are some other things that you have to be aware of. They were the PV future encryptions are RBD only until they're waiting on some upstream stuff to make them SFFS encryption as well for PV. And there's no cloning and snapshotting with encryption. Yeah, so you have to think about it. I mean, This is here. I think it's mentioned up high. Actually, hang on a second. I have to make sure. I'm going to search for it. Clone. There's Yes, it's actually mentioned in here somewhere. I remember seeing this. It was kind of like the few gotchas. Okay, you're not doing snapshotting yet. They're just not available yet, right? Because I would assume that at some point later on it would be available, given that you have the keys stored in an external KMS and you can get access to them, but not right now. So, so you have to be mindful of that. And let's see, any questions? Does anyone want to go back to anything in particular?
Yeah, if anybody wants to review a step or go back over something, please let me know.
When you go through this document, so we did 3. We did 2.4 to here, and we did cluster-wide at-rest encryption. We did these pieces. We just expanded the cluster. If you go on and do, certainly we can do persistent volume at rest and do that maybe next time, and because it is tech preview and all that stuff, and then test out an application and what have you. So, and there's a full CLI deployment here. It's just wonderful. Anything you need, it's all right here. It's really well done. I encourage everyone to do this part as well. And at the very bottom, you have this. So now you can do these in different pieces. So here in 4, you have, for the very paranoid, as you mentioned, if you want to do cluster-wide encryption, then in addition, do application PB encryption, you can do both. Just keeping in mind that one is tech preview.
One is tech preview.
One is tech preview. No idea when that will go, when that will change.
GA sometime in the future. So
4.8, maybe. Don't hold me to it. Yeah. So, okay. Do you have any questions? You want to go back and see something?
Do I know?
Yeah, like, did that make sense?
I mean, it made sense to me. You know, my knowledge of vault lined up to my knowledge of ODF. I almost said it.
That would have been hilarious. Okay.
I mean, this is really straightforward, right? I mean, I understand that encryption is not straightforward to anybody, but like, you know, math nerds and super geniuses or whatever, right? Like, I get it. There's encrypted, unencrypted, all that fun stuff, but like applying keys and all that, like this documentation is really good. Your team does a very good job of this.
Wonderful training. Yeah, I really like it. Like, it's like wonderful training document. So shout out to my team.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Anything you wanted to know, it's right here. So if there are no questions, can I talk about some of the access.redhat.com?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So switching gears as our cluster is going on. Okay. So hopefully this is familiar to everyone. This is the ODF. We have not rebranded yet. It's coming, but this is the ODF.
We talked about that last episode, how the release cadence name change is kind of catching up, right, to the actual name change, right? Like,
yes.
We did all the stuff to rebrand.
It's an effort. Also, all of our current customers know from OCS. They know from OpenShift Container Storage. So it might be confusing if you come here and you see
something completely different all of a sudden.
Exactly, right. So so I don't know how they manage that, but they do. They somehow manage this nice name change as we go. So right now, this is still the OpenShift Container Storage access page. And there are a couple of things I wanted to bring to people's attention. And one of them is you can request a workshop. You can request a 2-hour workshop. Someone like me will run it with you. We'll go and just so you know, we give you a cluster to test with. We get together and have a meeting on the phone, and we will go through something like this: general deploy and use. And it's really wonderful. Like we just go through it all: PVC cloning and snapshotting, stuff that you and I have done, but in a big 2-hour workshop where clients can come and just like mess things up. And they don't have to worry about anything in their own environment. So that's what this general deploy and use maps to this workshop.
Nice. So question from frequent watcher Rapscallion Reeves. Can you give a quick 1-sentence reason for the name change? I'll give you 2 sentences. How about that? And I can explain part of it after you do your piece, right? Like what we were talking about before the show started, I can mention that now.
Okay.
If you remember.
Well, so
1-sentence reason why the name change.
Because it's more than storage.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's more to data than just storing it, right? There's actual use of that data called data science, right? And after some conversations with some folks this week, we are going to have some data scientists coming on the channel here, probably after the 4th of July, just the way everything works out, scheduling wise. I don't want to put them on a show where everybody's off that week or whatever, or that kind of deal. But the data science team has agreed to come on the show and do some AI ML with us. And I can't wait to learn more about that, because that's a space that I've always been super curious about, but never had enough time to dive in. And also I'm really bad at math. So like it's a little intimidating.
You'll have a good time though. I think it'll be so now, like, we're expanding out into trying to think of storage as a service and data science. Does the name OpenShift Container Storage still make sense in that context? I think that's
to me, it does not, right? Like, but I'm curious if the audience thinks that makes sense. Rapscallion Reeves, what do you think? And there's like a 7-second delay, and then he has to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
7 seconds. Okay. And then also, I think I do think that storage teams are more and more required to think like services, right? There's been a fundamental shift, right? So you have your team that's responsible for your appliances and how all of this other stuff, but they're writing code, they're doing stuff in OpenShift and Kubernetes. Their world has changed, and we're trying to change with them and anticipate their needs, right? So that's how I see it anyway. But any response, or did they think it was a good match?
Yeah, it's better than calling it DAS. He says Rapscallion said he thinks it makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, like data as a service, like that.
Data as a service,
that would
growing
be
like a service. Yeah.
Sad. Yeah. It's kind of a sad name. But
okay, so maybe you can ask them, like, as part of this page, we have to start conveying that, right? We have to start getting people to think of this as, a foundation and services. So we try with the usual stuff over here, documentation and what have you. And what's new, that kind of like recent KCS articles and things like that. But as you go further, today I want to talk about the knowledge tab. And we're trying to think about what our customers would want to see here. So I love to watch the scale testing to 10 billion objects demo. And I'm interested in what people think about the articles, blogs, and demos that are presented under these two topics. As you know, so performance and disaster recovery are kind of hot for us, but there might be other topics you would want to see. And just know we have a ton of content. I mean, a ton. So we can present it to you in a very digestible way where you can look down a list. I'm interested in what our audience would like to see in addition to these.
So the paradigm shift towards storage plus data science really makes sense, especially because we can because we got storage figured out. Right.
Well,
so, it is a foundational step, right? You have to put the data somewhere. It has to live somewhere, but then you do things on top of it or with it. And pushing those workloads and having people think more holistically about their data is important, right? Like, I know that Kubernetes is great at those 12-factor apps, right? Like, stateless, all that fun stuff, but state matters, right? Like, state exists. Your business has state. Your business is state, right? Like,
and you still have to worry about disaster recovery and stuff like
bingo.
That. Like, that hasn't gone away.
No,
it's just, you just might change how you do it, but it hasn't disappeared. The need for it hasn't disappeared. And encryption. So there's data security. Like, so it's those old topics coming back up. It still have to be addressed, but now we want to address them better in the way that we do it, managed through OpenShift and the whole console integration. The metrics are also included, that kind of stuff. It's more, like you said, it's more holistic.
Awesome.
For sure. So
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Great show today. I think this is a great demo, great run through, right? Like, if you need
a lot about Vault.
yeah. It's not like it. Yes, the concepts are hard to grasp, but once you've grasped them, Vault makes a lot of sense to use in this case, right? Like, so if you want to see, like, for me, that 10 billion object challenge, right? Like, that sounds awesome, right? Like, I would love to see that happen. I don't know how long that takes though, right? Like, is that like something we need to schedule extra time for? Let me know. We can do that. But getting to 10 billion objects in like a regular just cluster with ODF. I say regular cluster, meaning like 6 or 7 nodes or whatever, right? Like a normal.
Oh, can't we do this on your
size.
cluster?
Could we do this on my cluster at home? I don't know if I have it. Oh God.
Be like when we auto scale Nuva, right? Well, let's just bring your cluster to its knees. Why not?
No, we could totally do that. So question, do the hardware requirements change from OCF to ODF? I don't think so, right?
No.
Like, no. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, you still need the worker nodes that are, designed to handle the load of ODF, right?
Yeah, and you still have the same design decisions too, right? Like, are you going to, like, I think we did, we added capacity and we just added more OSDs, but you might have a scenario where you have to add more volumes to the infra nodes you have. Like, same design decisions.
Yeah.
I don't think it changes much other than you now have your key stored in an external vault. So
which should be, nicely tucked away in a VPC that no one else can get to, right? Same with your clusters. Speaking of, some report, I forget who, I think it was Qualys, one of the security teams out there said that there was over 10,000 or 50,000, some ridiculous number of just exposed Kubernetes APIs on the internet. So please don't be one of those people. Please hide your APIs behind something, right? Like, don't expose those publicly. It's dangerous.
Unless you're doing a demo for OpenShift.
Right.
OpenShift TV.
There is that.
Otherwise, it's not allowed.
Demos are one thing. I don't think there's 50,000 demos laying around the internet, though.
Oh, isn't that something?
So no, but great show, great demo. Awesome. I want to scale it. That's what I want to see. I want to see this scale up and just have data on it.
Monster object storage
as
cluster.
A result. Yeah. Like, let's fill the desks up with stuff and see what happens, right? Like,
what we can do. It may be something
let's break some stuff and then fix.
Oh, I love to break stuff. So
it may
also be something like that. Maybe we can start it and then you can see, the show can start towards the ends, right? So we're not waiting for something. We'll do a dual volume.
Yeah. Like, let's
I'm making that up. We'll see.
Kind of like, hey, we've done this, like, just like you did today. We've done these parts already.
Yeah.
Now we're going to make this thing blow up. Yes. That'd be fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So audience, let me know. As always, you can reach me at short@redhat.com, and we have our Discord server as well. You can hit me up there. I am Chris Short on Twitter with 2 S's. Michelle, do you have any social or anything that people can reach you at that you want to share? No is a fine answer. But yeah, like if you have any questions, feel free to send them my way. I'll get them forwarded to the right people. Even though I'm really kind of slow at email, I will get you the answer, I promise. But coming up next on the channel today is we have a In the Clouds episode with the one and only Priyanka Sharma from CNCF. So that'll be a good episode to watch. Dev Nation, the show is today, and GitOps Guide to the Galaxy is today. So it's a wonderful day here on the channel, and please tune in for our other shows as you see them. And if you're watching this after the fact, go to the OpenShift YouTube page, check out our playlist for all the shows. They are there. And when in doubt, OpenShift TV is the place to go. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you, audience.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
Everyone, thanks the audience. Yeah.
Yeah. And we will see y'all here in about an hour or so. Stay safe out there.